We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. Some quotes sound nice for 5 seconds, and then vanish into the same mental drawer as New Year's resolutions and passwords you swore you'd remember. This is not one of those quotes. This one sticks.
Because it quietly calls you out. A lot of people think excellence is one big, dramatic moment. A breakthrough. A perfect day.
One glorious stretch where you drink water, answer emails, work out, read a book, and somehow become a whole new person by 4 p.m.
But Aristotle is saying, not so fast, champ. Excellence is not one heroic act. It is a habit. It is what you do over and over. It is how you act on regular days.
It is the stuff you repeat when life is boring, stressful, messy, or when your brain is trying to negotiate with you like a shady used car salesman.
That is what makes this quote so powerful.
It reminds you that your life is not shaped only by big moments.
It is shaped by patterns.
This quote is attributed to Aristotle, one of the most influential philosophers in history. He lived in ancient Greece over 2,000 years ago, and somehow he is still out here, reading people for filth. Aristotle was a student of Plato and later became the teacher of Alexander the Great.
So basically, he was not just smart.
He was historically smart. He spent a lot of his life thinking about truth, character, purpose, and what it actually means to live a good life.
Not just a successful life. Not just a rich life. A good life.
And one of his biggest ideas was that character is not something you magically wake up with one morning like clear skin and perfect confidence. It is built.
Slowly. Repeatedly. Through action. In other words, you become what you practice, which is inspiring and also mildly terrifying.
Aristotle still matters because he understood something people are still struggling with right now.
Who you are is shaped by what you do consistently. Not what you post. Not what you plan.
Not what you say you are about to start on Monday.
What you actually do.
That matters today because modern life is basically one giant distraction buffet.
Everybody wants the results. People want confidence without discomfort.
Success without discipline. Peace without boundaries. A better life without having to fight their own terrible habits and random midnight snack decisions.
Aristotle cuts straight through that. He reminds us that growth is not built on hype. It is built on repetition.
And that matters because repetition is where most people lose interest. The dream is exciting.
The routine? Not so much. But the routine is where the real change happens.
That is why Aristotle still matters. He tells the truth nobody loves at first, but everybody needs. This quote means that your repeated actions shape your identity, not your intentions. Not your motivational speeches to yourself in the shower. Not the one productive Tuesday that made you feel unstoppable for 6 hours.
Your repeated actions.
If you keep practicing discipline, you become more disciplined. If you keep practicing patience, you become more patient. If you keep practicing avoidance, procrastination, and self-sabotage, well, congratulations, you are training for chaos.
That is the uncomfortable part of this quote. Habits are not just little routines. They are shaping you. They are quietly building the kind of person you are becoming, one repeated choice at a time.
And Aristotle is saying excellence is not one amazing performance.
It is not one good day.
It is not one burst of motivation after watching 3 self-improvement videos and suddenly deciding your whole life is changing tonight.
It is repeated behavior.
That is what makes this quote hit so hard. It takes excellence off the pedestal and brings it into everyday life.
It says, greatness is not always flashy. Sometimes it looks like consistency. Sometimes it looks like discipline.
Sometimes it looks like doing the right thing again, even when it is boring and nobody is handing you a trophy. This quote helps you because it changes the way you think about progress. A lot of people stay stuck because they think change has to happen in one giant, dramatic leap.
They think they need a perfect plan, a perfect mood, a perfect morning routine with lemon water, meditation, journaling, cardio, and apparently enough free time to be a wizard. But that is not usually how change works.
This quote reminds you that your life changes through repetition.
That means you do not have to become perfect overnight.
You just have to start paying attention to what you keep doing.
That is huge. Because small actions repeated consistently can take you farther than random bursts of motivation ever will.
One better choice repeated enough times becomes a new habit.
One healthier routine becomes a new normal. One act of discipline repeated daily becomes self-respect. And that is good news. Because it means your future is not locked behind talent, luck, or some magical moment where you finally feel ready. It is being shaped right now by the things you keep repeating. So if you feel stuck, behind, messy, inconsistent, or like your life is being held together by caffeine and vibes, this quote is a reminder. You are not built in one day, but you are being built every day,